Greetings, programs! How is everyone this evening? Things have been a little bit weird over the past couple weeks. I got what I guess you could call a sore throat. This happened not last Friday, but the Friday before that. And that's when I said, like, okay, I'm gonna have to cancel this stream. I don't like canceling a stream, but I'm gonna cancel the stream. But it got better over the next couple days. On Monday, I felt like I'm more or less back to normal. And I recorded. Tuesday, I was shot. I clearly had not let my throat rest enough. So that following week, I did not record, I did not stream. Like, I took a week off, effectively. Because, not only did I think, like, oh, I'm mostly fine, and as it turns out, I wasn't, so I wanted to make darn sure I was fine. But also, it just took a while. It was never real bad. It wasn't like a super bad, like, oh, I have a sore throat, I'm sick, or whatever. But, like, it wasn't fun. But it did slowly get better over the course of the week. That's when I was streaming on Thursdays and Sundays. I was doing it with, effectively text-to-speech. Like, I wasn't speaking, I was just telling Vivian what to say. Yeah, the reason why we did the two, Mega Man and Bass, and then Doom 2, is, it's just because since I took a week off recording, I just don't have videos that I would otherwise have. So right now I'm uploading what backlog I have while we catch up again. And Monday we record co-op, so that's when we recorded Doom 2. And that's when I shot my throat. So when I went to record the week's Illusion of Gaia, I said, I can't. So we're burning through backlog and getting what we can done. I have since then recorded some more Illusion of Gaia. I'm trying to work on editing it early, so hopefully we can get it up a little bit early. But yeah, videos are going to be a little weird while we recover. My throat is feeling much better now. Yesterday's stream, I still used, Vivian, but I tried not to talk as much. And I used Vivian, so I didn't have to speak, like, at a normal volume or whatever. Like, I could kind of speak however I was comfortable, and it would come out the same. Yes, some guy, I do go back and and show off the aura barrier. I missed it, I forgot about it. But I went back. Yeah, so I'm feeling better now. Now it's just a matter of catching up on recordings and things, which things are going to be a little bit weird while that happens. So what else do we have? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I used it once to, like, try it out and went, when would I ever use this? And then proceeded to never use it. What do you mean, Kurenai? You mean Gangan? Gangan's cool. He's been helping me out. He actually, like, knows things about Desperazo. And, like, I honest to goodness, I feel like without Gangan, I don't know where I'd be right now. I gotta remember to learn how to pronounce his Japanese name. I keep forgetting to look that up. Because he has, like, his Japanese name, and then, like, something in English in parentheses after that, and I just call him by the English part. But the Japanese part is not Gangan. What's Gangan? Gangan is a Japanese guy who shows up in my Thursday streams to help me out with Desperazo. It's been real fun and interesting because he does not speak English. So he's been doing what he can with, like, Google Translate and DeepL and whatever to be able to communicate. And, like, I'm trying to help out. Like, I got Japanese subtitles. I got an auto-translate for Japanese subtitles to put up to help him out. It's been a lot of fun. Hi. Hey there, Crimson. For those of you just joining, I won't say everything that I just said, but it was... Videos are going to be a little bit weird for a little while. I'm just getting over a sore throat. That's why we've been missing Illusion of Gaia recently. And if we end up missing upload days, we end up missing upload days. I'm feeling better now, but it'll take us a little while to catch back up. See, what happened, Kurenai, is I realized that I should play to my talents. Which is, I do not have it in me to learn a second spoken language. But what I can do is learn a new programming language. So I'm working to my strengths. So I've been doing some work with, I've been doing some work on vivianexe, for those of you who haven't been paying attention to Twitter or the Thursday stream, to also enable her to translate. So what's neat right now is I can input English and it will translate it to Japanese. If I have a Japanese language pack installed, I can even have it speak in Japanese. And alternatively, if I knew Japanese, I could speak Japanese and it would translate it to English. So I've incorporated the DeepL API into vivian.exe. So, okay, so moving on then to today, since it's been a little while, let's see here. So Thursday's stream is Desperazo. This is a game that was made by Platine Dispositive, the guy who made Bunny Must Die. first-person dungeon crawler with some, I guess I'll say, unintuitive mechanics. Not friendly to non-Japanese speakers. But I wanted to learn how to play the game and look into it, so I've been trying to translate it on the fly with, like, Google Translate or whatever, and Gon has showed up to help out a lot, too. So I'm slowly powering my way through that. Sunday is game dev night. So what I've been working on Sunday for a while is an idle game that I've been wanting to make for quite a while. The idle game is actually inspired, or the original intention was something I came up with a year or two ago, was a randomly generated tactical RPG. But I kind of shelved that when I realized just how horribly complicated that was going to be. And in the end, I feel like I don't know enough, and I'm not familiar enough, and I don't enjoy tactical RPGs enough to make one. And what I wanted to do with the game wasn't really the tactical RPG part. So I eventually figured something that would be very simple to make, that would be that would also let me do exactly what I want to do with it, is an idle game. So I started working on an idle game. That's what I was working on Sunday for a while. We just finished up the version 0.1 of the game and released it. So now with that project behind us, I'm going back to work on Tofu Topple. So I'm adding a new game mode to Tofu Topple. It's going to be kind of like endless mode, but it also is going to have attack blocks and such randomly in. And as soon as I get that done and taken care of, that is when I am going to officially announce the Tofu Topple tournament. So, keep an eye out for that. I'll post a video on YouTube when that happens. I don't know how many people are going to sign up. I don't know what's going to go on. Maybe I'll have 2 people sign up, whatever, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, that is an ongoing project. You'll hear more about that in the future. To what I mentioned before, though, the idle game. So this is a game that I made, Beyond the Horizon. This is the idle game that I was working on for a while. It's an idle game, but it's not intended to be the... It's not intended to be the kind of idle game that you have to, like, get back, like, turn it off and get back to it a week later and just let it go for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, it's supposed to be it's intended to be something very casual that maybe you let run in the background some, but something that you can actively play. This is also going to be a slow burn project, which is to say this is version 0.1 of the game. Which means there's not a lot of content in the game right now. The bones of it are there. Like, the intro and the bones of it are there. This is, like... there's maybe, like, 2 hours worth of content here right now. But, as I'm inclined, as I feel like it, I'm going to go in and maybe raise the level cap a little bit, add new quests, add new characters, and just go about expanding and expanding and expanding as I get around to it. So there's not a lot now, but I'll be adding more to this over time. I already know what the next maybe 3 characters I want to add to the game are going to be. So on IDLE versus IDOL, Paz showed up at one point and said, "Is it an idle IDOL game if I idolize all the characters?" To which I said, "What is an idol really? But someone who is doing their absolute best that you want to cheer on and that you can feel a degree of success through their efforts and their progress." So sure, this is also an IDOL game. So this game made 99% by me. I did the art, design, programming, yada yada, everything. Got credits right here. This is literally just, I did everything that's not sounds and music. Sounds and music were done by these people. I got it off of Open Game Art. Again, this is just kind of an intro. There's maybe like 2 hours worth of content here right now. But again, it'll expand more over time. So what I did was I just erased all of my save data. And I'm just going to legit play through the whole thing today. I should make a way for everyone else to erase their save data. A button down here or something to erase save data. Because right now, if you want to start over from the beginning, you can't. I mean, I can because I'm the developer of the game. I can kind of do whatever I want. Did I hear about the new JoJo game? Only in passing. I don't, really know. I don't know if it's a new game or if it's, like, a remake of another game or what. So yeah, well, anyway, let's go ahead and start. Oh, the title screen here. This is more, this is public domain art that I ran through a filter. Not much to it, really. I think I eventually want to make a proper title screen, make my own proper art for this. My original thought was I was going to put in every patch, I was going to put a new graphic here that kind of represented that patch. But in retrospect, I kind of don't like it, and I'll probably end up making my own art for it, though I have no idea what I want to do with that. But anyway, let's go ahead and start. Bam! So Alicia Morningdew has been training and preparing for quite some time, but wants to experience the world for herself and is ready to take her first steps forward. Today is the day I start my adventure. I want to see where the road takes me and what exciting things happen on the way. So this is your main character, Alicia Morningdew. She just wants to adventure. She wants to see where the road takes her, wants to see what's over the horizon. Hence the name of the game. She wants to see what's on the other side of the horizon. Which, funnily enough, when I was trying to name the game, I was looking up stuff like end of the road, over the horizon, and I was Googling those to see what came up, to see, is there already a game called this? What is most commonly associated with this specific term? And when I looked up Beyond the Horizon, typically what I got was, what is beyond the event horizon? you know, black holes. And I thought, you know what? Sure. Okay, so starting out, bam. Traveling can be lonely and dangerous, though. Let's check the quest board to see if anybody wants to come along. Oh, there's someone here. Hello. Hello. Oh no, she's cute. This is Muscle Girlfriend. I was just about to start traveling and was looking for some company. Would you like to travel together? Together? I'm still figuring out this adventuring thing. Where are you going? Wherever the road takes me, I want to look for adventure and help people along the way. That's actually what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure where to start. I'd love to accompany you. And then you begin, and you have Alicia Morningdew and Tia Hawkins. So, Alicia, when I was naming these characters, I looked up, Alicia's name is, Hispanic-inspired? Her first name, not her last name. Tia Hawkins, I think, is it Nordic? So this is my art too. This is all stuff I drew for this. I wanted the art in this game to be a little more pin-up-y. Not like super pin-up-y, but like a little. I also didn't want to go, like, a little pin-up-y, but I also didn't want to just go, like, entirely male-gazy. Like, I want a wide variety of attractive ladies, and potentially dudes later on. I don't know, I like, never draw dudes. So even, like, looking at Alicia here, she's not, like, your typical but because of that, I did go through the trouble of I put like their personal stats over here. Even age, height, weight. 138 I think is just a smidge above the average for 5'4", because she does have a little bit of weight on her. Not weight, like muscle, because she's, you know, an adventurer. I didn't really know what to write here. I wanted to put a symbol for, like, oh, they're bi, they're lesbian, whatever. But I could not figure out an easy way to do that, and I didn't want to just write it out. So I ended up sitting on this, like, just attraction. She likes both. She's technically bi. Is that important? Not really, but it'll let you ship her with Tia. And then we have a little bit of information down below about the character. So you have their actual combat stats, the important ones, which is attack, delay, and HP. That's how much damage she does, that's how often she does it, and how much HP she has. So Tia has more HP, more attack, but a longer delay. So she does more damage, but she doesn't do it as often. She is level 1, and there's the experience cost to level up. This button turns green when you can level them up. When you click on them, they say things. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, Alicia has this little symbol down here that Tia does not. So this is kind of the unique to the main character ability. But when you hover over it, it tells you what it is, which is if you click a target, you can attack it specifically. That'll make more sense later. Other stuff we have going on here, we have a camp. As you can level up your camp, you can increase various things, like level up this and increase your hero HP by 1% for each level. You have a quest board, which we only have one quest, which is our main adventure. And this is the contracts tab, which that is going to be for next patch. So let's go ahead and start out. So the first thing you notice with the combat, my throat is still not 100%. I'll drink some water. So in the combat, your team is divided up amongst the group down here on the bottom. Enemies are divided up amongst the group on the top. You will always attack, and in turn the enemies will also always attack the enemy directly in front of them. So, like, Tia will always attack, when she sees her, she will always attack this enemy. Once this enemy is defeated, she can't get to this enemy if there is an enemy here or here. So she will attack this enemy, then she will attack this or this enemy, then she will attack this enemy. And then, if there were more, then she'll work her way back. Since Tia is your tank, you kind of want her in the front, because the enemies will do the same. They will attack Tia before they attack anybody else. The green bar is their health, the blue bar is the timer before they attack. You get experience on enemy defeat, not on victory, which means even if you don't win, you may still get some experience from it. So 2 enemies now is going to be a little bit harder, taking a lot more of a beating. The enemies do get stronger as you go higher level. And then 5 is going to be rough. I don't think we can beat 5. Nope. So we gotta back out. Okay, so we can't beat 5 yet. We're gonna have to level up some. We haven't gotten enough experience yet, so we'll just go back to 4. And you see this little arrow in the corner that if you click, you go into farm mode. And then it'll just redo this, and go and go and go. So there was a complaint that as an idle game, you want this to be able to run in the background. But if you tab out of this game, like if you move to a different tab, it cannot run in the background anymore. The fact that the game stops is an engine limitation. There's nothing I can do about that. But I did put the effort in to program in a workaround. So the current version is 0.1.2. And that version does let you now continue to gain experience even when it's in a background tab. What I do is just calculate how much time you spent with it in the background, and then I calculate how much experience you would have gotten in that amount of time. Hello, Icy Jalapeno. So I'm going to level up Tia a little bit more than Alicia, because as our tank, you need your tank to live longer. In general, you will usually need to be a bit higher level than the area in order to beat it. Since there are fewer enemies here at the start, you can kind of plow through the first 4. But in order to beat the next one with 3 dudes, we're gonna need to be, like, probably level 6, maybe? And you can only go into farm mode when you are, when you've beaten a level. That is true. The higher DPS from Alicia would help speed up the kills. So you don't want to, like, push it all into one character. Level them up evenly for now. Let's see, we probably can't do it, but let's see how close we are. Oh, I don't think we can do it, but maybe. No, maybe. Yeah! Hey, wow, this is harder than I thought, and we're not very far from town. Maybe we should check the quest board for something easy we can train with. If we're lucky, the town guard may even be holding lessons. So it's kind of a fight to get to 5, and going up from there is going to be even harder. But if you can beat 5, that unlocks a quest, combat training. To help decrease victims of monster attacks, the town guard is offering a self-defense course, which is a reward of 1,500 experience. So length of 5, which means it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 courses. A difficulty of 1. This number may not be immediately obvious what it means, but what it means is the difficulty of the first course is the equivalent to level 1 of the main adventure. So if this is length 5, difficulty 1, that means it's going to, the 5 courses are going to be the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the main adventure. And this is relatively easy to go through because these are just training dummies that don't really fight back. They do actually do damage, it's just very little. I figured I could easily set their damage to 0. But, like, even if it's just a training dummy, you're gonna rough yourself up some. Training, you're gonna be kind of tired when you're done. Oh, so the hit effect? So you can see the little mark come off. That way you know who... And then when you're done, it's got a check mark next to it. You cannot redo quests you've completed. And we got 1,500 experience. Level 9. So we can get you to 9. And we cannot get you up. Okay, so 10 and 9. That should be enough to get us at least a little bit. But fighting 3 enemies is just rough. Oh, and we've got a new enemy. These guys are going to hit a little harder. Oh, this may be all farther we can get, actually, before we do some grinding. We did it, though. Let's go back to 6 since those guys were a little rough and do our grinding here. So when you attack an enemy, you can see the little hit effect come off of them. That way you know who's getting hit. There are multiples. You see like 2 coming off Tia because she's getting hit by 2 enemies. The sound effect for this is randomized between 5 different sound effects. $184. The different enemies do have different stats, so it's not just, oh, this one is stronger than the last one. They're all kind of even, but it'll be like maybe one has less HP but more attack, or one attacks more often than another. So our next goal right now is going to be level 10. Oh, and I did make sure that there was a mute button on the title screen because I know I've dabbled in a lot of idle games over the years, and I do not like sound in my idle games. I mute it. So I made sure there was a mute button on the title screen. Okay, let's see if we have if that extra level gets us through this level repeatedly, consistently. So one thing that I kind of always keep in mind whenever I'm playing any game, really, is when you're fighting more enemies, it gets, like, exponentially more difficult when you're fighting multiple enemies at the same time. And this is why you typically want to focus one enemy down instead of spreading your damage out. Because when you're fighting 4 enemies, if they attack at the same pace you do, that means every time you hit one of them, 4 of them hit you. Or, when you're fighting 4 enemies, in the time it takes for you to kill that first enemy, so in the time it takes you to kill 1 enemy, you have had 4 enemies beating on you for the health of 1 enemy. Which means fighting 4 enemies, killing 1 enemy when you're fighting 4 simultaneously is the equivalent to fighting 4 enemies back to back with no delay. And then when you're down to 3 enemies, then that's 3 enemies. It's the equivalent of fighting 3 enemies back to back in the time it takes you to kill 1 of those enemies and bring it down to 2. And then when you're down to 2, that's fighting 2 back to back, and then 1 is 1. So when you're fighting 4 enemies simultaneously, that's the equivalent to fighting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 enemies back to back. And that's a big step up from fighting 3 enemies. So fighting 3 enemies to 4 enemies, you would go, oh, it's just 1 more enemy, but that takes it from 6 to 10. That 1 enemy makes it nearly twice as hard. And that's also why you don't spread your damage out evenly. You want to focus an enemy down. Unless you... Unless you have, like, AoE damage, you hit multiple guys simultaneously. But as long as your attacks are single target, you want to focus an enemy down instead of spreading your damage. Because if you spread your damage, that means you took 4 dudes worth of beating on you for the health of 4 dudes. Which is not 10, that's 16 enemies back to back. So focus an enemy down, and you won't be fighting 16 enemies back to back, you'll just be fighting 10. Anyway, we got some experience. Let's level up. Okay, we get a fresh fight here. We'll see how well Tia does. Hey, Tia actually made it. Let's move on to 8. Hey, she's still alive. Let's move on to 9. Oh, so it's not terribly important right now, but I'm sure it'll be... I don't know if we can beat 10. Maybe. 10 is the next, challenge. I think we can do it. Yeah, we beat 10. And you get a new quest! So you get this little pop-up every time you get a new quest. Right now you get one at 5, 10, 15, and 20, I think. Is it possible for both parties to KO each other simultaneously? No. Because I think I calculate all of the players' attacks first. Like, I loop through all players and do all player damage first, before the enemy's attack. But then I'm not actually sure, because I calculate their attacks, but I'm not sure if I calculate who wins or loses. But either way, one thing has to be calculated before another. And I think I favor the player if something would be a draw. Like, if both attacks would kill the other, technically it calculates the players first, so the player wins. I think. I'll have to look at the code to see. Anyway, quest. A lost trinket. A valuable trinket was lost somewhere in the nearby fields that we would like found. The reward is Alia de Lavi. Length 10, difficulty 1. So again, this means this is the equivalent of 10 stages beginning at 1 of the main adventure. So the end is going to be the same as this 10. And because of that, this is the equivalent of level 1, which at this point is cake for us. Oh, and you're not stuck in this... You are not stuck in this quest. It does indicate up top you're in Lost Trinket. If you want to... I don't know, I don't want to go back to this. You can go back to the main adventure and take you right back to the main adventure. And if you then go, okay, I should go back and complete Lost Trinket, you can, and it does save your progress. You've completed Stage 3, so you can go back and move on to Stage 4. I think it'd just be a 5, yeah. So the main character's ability is not something that's super important right now, but especially as you gain more characters and the battlefield kind of expands, it becomes more important. But her ability is that instead of following the standard AI of they will always attack directly in front of them and cannot, like, attack behind without going through and, like, tunneling your way back, she will attack whatever you want her to attack. Just click on something. And she will now always attack that guy. And this will be good. So this will be good. Maybe if you see, oh, there's an enemy in the back that's doing a lot of damage. There's a ranged enemy, a mage in the back that's like real weak or something. Nobody else can get to it because they have to like tunnel their way back to it. But like with her, you can just click on it. This also means that regardless of where she is in the battlefield, she could be, if I expand the battlefield out over here, she could be over here somewhere and you can have her attack something over here on the left. Because where the enemies are is random. So now you wouldn't have, if there's like a real powerful enemy you need downed real quick over on the left, you can click over there and do that. Without having to rearrange your board. I figured as effectively the player character, I wanted her to be the one that you can more legitimately control. Okay, this was kind of tough before, so let's see what happens. Okay, it's just one-on-one. I think we got this. Yeah, we're fine. And we did it! Hello, are you looking for the trinket too? Hello? Looking for the trinket? It's gone. Someone must have nicked it already. Say, you're adventurers, right? Or explorers or something? Probably don't spend a lot of time in town? Adventurers, yes. We spend most of our time on the road. You wouldn't mind if I tagged along, would you? My bombs can pack quite a punch. Sure, the more the merrier. Wonderful! So if anybody asks where I am, I've been with you. Alia Dalavi, who is not suspicious at all. I forget how old everybody else was. Okay, so 22, 22, 24, so she's a little bit older at 24. Weight is 126. Yeah, she's a little bit on the thinner side. Let's see here. Like Tia, she is lesbian. Specifically, she had to be lesbian because I had to have her say, not that one. Be gay, do crime. Okay, we have some experience, so we can power level her up a little bit. And we're just going to be putting all the experience we can get into her when we get the chance. And she has an ability as well, this right here, which is hits everything near the target. She does AoE damage. So her attack is low. I mean, she's lower level, so you can't compare directly anyway. But her attack damage is reasonably low. It's probably about half of Alicia's. She also has much less HP, so she's kind of squishy. You want to keep her safe, and she doesn't do a lot of damage. But she does AoE damage. So if she's hitting at least 2 enemies, she's doing damage on par with Alicia. If she's hitting at least 3 enemies, she's doing more damage than Alicia. So let's head back here. Let's go ahead and swap her and Alicia, because Alicia is a little bit tankier than Alia. Do a little bit of grinding to get her up. And now you can see those hit effects on every enemy. The AoE is diamond-shaped. Granted, she's always going to be forced to attack an enemy in front. But if there were, say, an enemy out here or an enemy out here, she could also hit them. So, maybe there's an enemy in front. If there's an enemy in front, she would have to attack that one, but I would say she can hit at max 6 enemies at the same time. What level's everybody else? 14? And now that we can do some AoE damage, whittle everybody down some, these guys go down so much faster than before. So of everybody's names, I mentioned Alicia's name was Hispanic. Well, her first name, not last, was Hispanic. Her last name, I would have gone something with something Hispanic, but I wanted her last name to be very generic adventure-y, which technically means European, but like D&D-esque almost. So like kind of European, but not. Tia, I think I said was, I think it's Nordic? I don't remember exactly. Alia is it Indian? Or is it Arabic? Or Hindu? It's either Arabic or Hindu, I forget which. Okay, everybody is 15, so we can back out and we can move ahead. And Alia makes these way easier now with the AoE damage. Because even though you still kind of have to power through the front in order to get to the back, Alia is still doing damage to the front, and by the time this front guy is gone, the next guy you've got to fight has already taken a beating. So you just power down the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth way easier. Oh, we may be at our limit at 14 for now. Yep. So at 14, the arena expands significantly, so you're fighting a lot of enemies at the same time. But we're also near 15, which will give us another quest, so let's just do a little bit of grinding here on 13 for a moment. You are 275? You'll gain a lot more once you can beat 14 to grind on it. There's so many enemies there, and if you're AoEing them down with Alia. AoE. I realize that's not a term everybody understands. It's an MMO term. AoE means area of effect. It just means it does stuff in an area instead of single target. Mayura Miraculous. Thank you. Honestly, I make these videos because I want to make people happy. I want people to watch them and enjoy them, and me seeing people enjoy them and getting feedback that I've helped people out or I've brought them some joy or what have you. Like, that is why I do this. So thank you very much. I feel like that's why I do anything, really. I even make these dumb games because I want to see people play them and react to them and have a good time with them. I'm not doing it because I want to be, like, big and famous or anything. Like, if I just get a bunch of people going, man, this was so much fun, that's what I want. That's all I want. Okay, let's try again. We're all 18 now. This may be a bit much. Oh, well, maybe. We may have it. We may have it. Yeah. I don't think we can beat 15. Also keep in mind, you can move characters around in the middle of a fight. Hey! You can move the characters around in the middle of the fight, so if Tia goes down and Ali is taking a beating and Alicia has plenty of HP, you can move Alicia over to guard Alia. Alright, we're getting by, but this camp could use some work. Adventuring would be a lot easier if we were more comfortable. You should check if there are any quests that offer money rewards. Then we can use that money to upgrade the camp. Ah, good idea. And that unlocks a new quest, Extermination, which this one has this little loop arrow instead of the check mark, which means this one is repeatable. And this is where the camp tab comes in. Rats keep moving into the cellar, so they need cleared out every so often. Your reward is money. Length 15, difficulty 1. So again, this is going to be the equivalent of stages 1 through 15 from the main adventure, which we just had to beat 15, so if we can do that, then we can do this. Now this is kind of repetitive, because you have to go through the whole thing in order to gain the reward, which means you have to play through all 15 in order to get your money. I feel like in the future, I will likely add other ways to make money that are a little less repetitive or something that you can AFK. But this also serves as a good way to get experience for now. Tab back over here, level up while we're at it. That was a pretty amazing mare. New Kirby game's looking slick. You know, I said at this point 2 years ago, the world needs a new Kirby game. Because 2020 was hot garbage. And I sat back and said, when the world is in this much trouble, we need Kirby. And it took them a minute. Took him a minute, but he's here. Let's see here. 15 is gonna be a little rough, but 15 is a rat boss! Rat boss hits hard and has a lot of HP. Fighting rat boss is about the equivalent of fighting 6 odd regular rats back to back. But we did it! Takes us back and we get our money so we can come over here. So what's going to be the most important thing for us to upgrade? I'm not actually worried about HP right now because we're just going to be farming money for a moment. Attack delay will make us do more damage, which will get us money and let us farm faster. Hero damage, that is the same thing, effectively. and decrease cost, which will let us level up faster. I think I'm going to go with this, actually. So I can only buy a couple to start, and you know what, I'll buy one of these. Then it's repeatable, so let's go back and do it again. So I tried not to make you have to idle or AFK for too long in this initial bit, because it's the intro. This is where we're introducing mechanics. This is where you're learning how to play the game. But probably the later patches are going to put longer stretches that you're going to have to AFK between. I never want it to be too long, though. I don't want you to have to go, like, alright, let's go leave it for a couple days. What is my take on the R-Type Final 2 DLC packs and the HD old stages in HD? I've not played through the most recent DLC patch, but I've played through the rest of them, and they're super cool. Holy heck. I need to look up specifically what some of them are. Because there's a number of stages I don't recognize, and I think a lot of those are actually from Tactics and Tactics 2. Which I think is real cool, that they actually made those into... Right, 15 is Rat Boss. I think it's real cool that they brought the Tactics levels into a proper shmup R-Type. Okay, we're back. Let's go level up some. Then we can spend our camp. So right now they only go up to max. I will probably, or up to 5 max. I will probably increase quests that raise the cap of the camp. Oh, I don't have enough for another one. But anyway, that's that, so we can level up faster. Do an R-Type Tactics playthrough. Are any of those games even in English? Oh, making, like, enemies and tile sets and things actually takes a shocking amount of time. If only because I want to make sure I get the aesthetic right, and I have no idea how to do art for this kind of thing. So, I don't know how many different kinds of enemies and things I'll be introducing. In each patch. But, like, I'd like to introduce some. I actually tried kind of hard in this initial release to emphasize the fact that you are all very weak. Like, the enemies you're fighting are like, it's a lizard, it's a bee, it's a mouse, it's a worm. None of them are actual, like, you're fighting monsters and doing heroic things. Like, the strongest enemy that you find, the first monster you encounter, the strongest enemy you find is a slime. And it's not even, like, a big nasty slime. It's just a dumb little slime with a dumb little slime face. some here. Get our money, so let's level you up. Ooh, I got you to max too. Okay, so that's 2 max, so 2 more to go. So that is delay is shortened. So I kind of wanted... It is, on one hand, it is very easy to, like, make a new character. Just like, oh hey, I thought up a character. The hard thing is, like, continuing to do things with them over an extended period of time. This is why you see a lot of artists make like 10,000 OCs and then not draw any of them again or make any story or do anything with them. And this, I thought, was a neat way for me to use a lot of the oddball little character ideas I come up with that I don't know what to do with. And, like, make them do something. Oh, of note, Alia... You may remember that Alia was in the dialogue when we unlocked the extermination quest. If you decided not to get Alia and just grind and level up Tia and Alicia, you would not unlock that quest because it does actually require you have Alia in order to unlock the quest. I am going to have to double check and make sure that you can beat any level 15 or higher in order to unlock that quest, if you have. Because, like, if you're beyond that on 18 or whatever, and then you go back and get Alia, and then do 19, I don't want you missing out on that quest forever. Like, I don't want you to have to go back and, like, rebeat 15 in order to get it. So I'm gonna want to double check that. Yeah, Drazvin, we're just idling for tonight. Since this is, as I'm sure you know, this is Beyond the Horizon, the idle game that I just made, just released. This is the initial version of the game, so there's not a ton of content here. Maybe about 2 hours worth, so I'm just going to play through the whole thing in a showcase. If you want to play the game yourself, there's a link in the stream description. And keep an eye on it, because I will be adding more content to it over time. So at this point, I mentioned already, I know who I want the next maybe 3 characters to be. Some of them could shuffle around a little bit. I know absolutely who the next character I'm gonna put in is. And I kind of know where I want to go after that, though I could shuffle things around some if I needed to. I'm sure at some point. So keep an eye on my Twitter. I don't know when. Sometime in the distant future. But keep an eye on my Twitter, because I'm sure at some point I'm gonna be opening up, like, ideas. Just like a, hey, I want to make a new character. What kind of character does everybody want? And I'll, like, design a character around what everybody suggests. I'll probably mention that in, like, a stream or something in the future, too. If it comes to that. Okay, so 5-5, let's cap you out, put some points into you. Okay, one more round and we are done in here. So these just increase by 1% for each level, which may not seem like a lot. 5% total at the end. But I'm also doing these with the future in mind. Needs a cute witch and a bunny girl. It sure does. I know... I want to put in a lady in a bunny suit. But I feel like it's going to be quite some time before I do that. Because there's a lot of things that I want to implement before that. Not just characters, but like mechanics I want to put in. A bunny in a lady suit. That's terrifying. But yeah, this is also planning for the future. So I don't know how often or how many times, how many levels I would put into these, but I want to be able to raise the level cap and you keep increasing this number. Alright, we're all maxed out. We're all leveled up, so let's get back to work. Oh man, birds now. Look at that dumb bird. Okay, so our next goal now is 20. We are significantly stronger than we were before. Hopefully 25 is enough to get us at least close to 20. So stronger enemies also give more experience. So if you're going to grind, you want to grind on a higher level area. And if you can, since you can AoE enemies down, you want to grind on something where you can AoE as many high-level enemies down as possible. This is going to be real rough. I hope we can pull this off. We're still AoE. Yeah, we got it. Heck yeah. New quest! So this is actually the final quest of this adventure. Of the initial release. So go to quest, it is picking flowers. My friend went flower picking in the nearby woods and hasn't come back yet. I think something else that I'm focusing on is none of these quests are big elaborate things. Like, you're just starting the adventure. This is going to be a slow build. You'll be a hero eventually, but like right now, you're barely anything. Like, you're having trouble with the random animals outside of town. Your quests are stuff like you did training with the town guard. You went out to look for this trinket that somebody lost in the field nearby that you never even found the trinket. Picking flowers. My friend went flower picking and nearby hasn't come back yet. Your reward is Sophie de la Place. This is length 15, difficulty 11. So this is the equivalent of main adventure 11 to 25. Yes. So that's going to be a thing. So let's get started. So this is the first one that I put, like, trees and stuff in. Kind of change this up a little bit. Still sparse trees. You're not, like, really in a forest yet. Just keep plowing through, keep leveling everybody up. So we should be able to get to 10 here relatively easily. Getting to 15 is going to be rough, though. We're probably going to have to grind at some point. Because to get to 25, we're probably going to want to be around 30-ish. If not higher. Bees. So bees are one of our next enemy. We're moving up just a little bit because a large bee is terrifying. Look at him with them big goofy eyes, though. Oh, so each area? I don't know if we can beat the next one. So how this how the enemy layout works is actually that there's a cost system. So like here, how it works is there is a total cost of, what is this, 6, 7, 8 slots worth of cost. And a lot of enemies, like the mice and things, only have a cost of 1. So they take up 1 slot. The bees are twice as strong, but have twice the cost. So you'll maybe see an empty spot because the bee's technically taking up 2 slots. Oh boy, can we take 15? I don't know if we can take 15. We may have to go back. Yup. Now, just because you beat this one, because the enemies are randomly placed, because the enemies are randomly placed, you may have more luck one time than another. These bees are bad news, so I'm focusing them down. Oh man, the bee is right up front. See, this is where what would be bad is if you got a bee, like, in the very back. Because he's just hitting like a truck the entire time you're fighting your way back to him. So take that bee out. Oh, if we're gonna make this one. Nope. Maybe if we get lucky, we can take out this bee. Or if we're lucky, we can take out this. Nope, doesn't look like it. Well, maybe. Get him! Heck yeah! Hello, miss. Are you the one out here looking for flowers? Oh, me? No, she went home just a little while ago. At least she was safe then. Yes, I came here thinking she might be injured, but she was fine. She just lost track of time. So, once again, I'm kind of emphasizing that you're not really doing anything in these starter quests. And even the quests themselves are like, oh no, I'm missing, my friend has gone missing. Who wrote that, though? Probably some kid that, like, went to their neighbor's house to see if their friend was home. And their mom was like, oh yeah, she's out picking flowers. And then the kid's like, but she's been out for a little while now. I hope she's okay. And the kid is just like, oh no, my friend is missing, and wrote a, like, crayon scribbled note and pasted it on the quest board. If she were injured, you could have helped. Are you a medic? I am, yes. I used to work at a clinic, but felt like I could help more if I were on the field where I could treat people right away. I haven't had a lot of luck, though. You should travel with us. We're a group of new adventurers and could use a medic. I'm sure we'll encounter plenty of people that need help, too. That sounds wonderful. And now we have Sophie de la Place. Age 20, so she's the youngest of the group. She is a little heavy. She's not muscular like the other... She doesn't have much muscle like the other characters. She's just got just a smidge of weight to her. It would have been nice if I could do something like... Because here I have her listed as bi. It would have been nice if I could find a way to go, like, bi leaning straight. So she is very squishy, has very low attack, and a delay of 2. A medic fed up with desk work that just wants to help people. Sophie de la Place. What's her? Where's her name from? I think it's French. I think it's French. So, her stats, though, are overall fairly low. She has low attack, low HP, and a kind of high delay. So what does she have? Well, she has 3 things here. As opposed to Alicia, which just has this one. Or not Alicia, Alia, which just has that one, and Alicia, which just has that one. Sophie has 3, which is, hits everything near the target, so AoE damage. Targets yourself. Okay, so she hits herself and everybody near her, and her attacks heal the target. So I did put the effort into programming all of these individual traits. So I gave each character a list of traits, and she has 3 traits. So I could, given how I programmed the engine for this, I could give this heart trait to, like, Alicia. And then Alicia could target someone and heal them. But she does AoE cures on herself. So you want her in the back because she's very squishy. And then you can hear the sound effect of her curing. And if you look, you can see the little green pluses on everyone. Her heals are fairly weak right now because she's level 4, 6. But they do get stronger as she levels up. Keep in mind, though, that Tia is kind of just getting the crap kicked out of her. So Sophie's heals aren't going to... They're not going to make a super obvious difference for Tia. It'll be a notable difference, but Tia has a lot of HP and she's getting the crap kicked out of her, so she's still gonna lose a lot of HP. Yeah, it's still a very weak cure right now. But hey, every little bit helps. And as she gains them, because we have 29, 29, 28, and 11. So make sure to get her up there. Oh no, we lost Tia. Let's go back and let's farm 25. So as you gain more party members, I expand the field. You've already seen the enemy field expand, and now that you've gained Sophie, I expanded it for you as well. This is probably your ideal layout right now, but especially as you get more characters, I want you to have a little bit more freedom about how you set up your group. Oh no, we lost Ollie. At least there's only one enemy left. Yeah, so you can see her attack is 38, which means she heals for 38 damage. Tia has 1400 HP at this point. So that 38 is almost unnoticeable. But you see, like, Alia only has 346. So it's like 10% of Alia's HP right now, and Sophie's still got 10 levels to go to catch up to him. And, stats and everything does increase exponentially. Which is standard. Not just for idle games, but like for any RPG. Where like, yeah, maybe level 2 to 3 you only gain 2 HP, but level 20 to 21 you gain 10 HP. Or 20 HP or something. It's standard. Oh, so I said there's a new quest about every 5 levels. There was nothing at 5 levels of the main adventure. There was nothing at 25, because you effectively had to be able to beat 25 in order to complete the prior quest. So there could potentially be something at 30, but there's not. That was the last quest. And because I don't want you to be able to, like, super over-level everything and just leave it idle for, like, 10 years, I do have caps in place right now. So when I introduce, like, a new patch with a new character in it, you can't just immediately go destroy everything and buy everything and be done with it in 10 seconds. So I did put caps on things. The cap on the main adventure level right now is 40. The final room or whatever is 40. I think the level cap of the characters is 50. That's where there's also the cap where you can only level these up to 5, and there's a cap on money. I forget what it is. It's like 1,000. Maybe 5,000. I don't remember. $26. We're getting there. And because it's an idle game, I tried to do, like, simple quality of life stuff. Like, you can just leave this out. And wait, and the battle will go on, and you'll get experience and refresh, and everything will go on in the background while you're waiting on this. And then as soon as you get the experience, the button greens, so you can click it to level up. Little quality of life stuff. And of course, the game is still in development, so who knows what'll change in the future. I did a number of things like sound effects and whatnot that I figured, this is temporary for now. But as you know, there is nothing more permanent than a temporary fix. So we'll see if I get around to it. What level was everybody else? 29. Okay, get you up to 29. One more level, then. As an example, like, I don't really like the healing and level up sound effects. They're serviceable. But they're not my favorite. Oh, this is also the game that I spent an amount of, because I did all the character art for this game as well. Good evening, Nixol. Because I did all the character art for this game as well, this is the game, or this is where I spent a significant amount of time completely overhauling my art style. Because I knew I wanted the art in this game to be good. And I knew that my art was not. So I put a significant amount of effort into completely revamping my art style. Specifically so I can make the art in this game and I can make it good. I'm gonna level up everybody once just to get them up to 30. I have to research muscles every single time I draw a character with muscles. Like, every time I go, hey, I'm gonna give this character muscles, I have to stop and go, How the crap do I give a character muscles? How do muscles work? Drawing muscular ladies is kind of a challenge, because you want them to still read as a lady. The key, if you want to draw a muscular lady that still looks like a lady, this spot right here. So there's a bone right here. If on top of this bone you go in some, I have hers go out some because she's still got some, because she has muscle. But if you have this go in right here, that reads as a lady's waist. Males typically have kind of, like on top of the bone, they have another lump that goes like all the way out right here. It's like a bit of muscle or whatever, like right above that. And that gives them a more square shape to their torso. And like I said, I'm trying to put in like different body types and things too. Like Alicia is, for the most part, she's a relatively normal body type, I feel. Fit, but normal. Tia, of course, is a brick wall. Alia is relatively thin. Not even as fit as even, like, Alicia. Though they look relatively similar. But Alia is pretty thin. Sophie has a little bit of weight to her. It's hard to tell. I think the most obvious place for this is her stomach, which is being hidden behind, you know, dress and arms. Okay, I think we're good. Let's head up here. Everybody's on 30. Ooh, can we get to 30? We have Sophie up now. So hopefully that means the healing will compensate for some of that. So our attack now is 80, which is still a far cry from Tia's 1500 HP. But 80, that's like close to 100, just so I can come up with some rough numbers, which is a 15th of her HP. So maybe like 5% of her HP is being healed? Every heal? So every 20 heals, that's her whole HP back. Oh, I really want to beat 30. Do a little more grind here, get everybody up another level, and we'll try again. So there's no 40 is the current cap, and there is no more content before then. It's just leveling everybody up and pushing ahead at this point. So I think I'm just gonna beat 30, and I'm going to call it for now. Heck yeah, that is about as close to 5% as I could have gotten. Good job, me. Oh, it's gonna be rough. Maybe, though? Get the bee! Yeah! Okay, so that's that. So as I said, the cap is 40. So there's another 10 odd levels here, and you can level them up as you go. But that's effectively the game. That's what I have. If you want to play it yourself, if you enjoy idle games and cute ladies, keep an eye on it as well. Keep an eye on my Twitter and me and everything, because I will be updating it. Where does it show your current XP? Oh, it's in the upper right-hand corner. It's hidden behind my Discord.
Oh, no, man.
$10 from Drazvin. Thank you. Says, hello, Naka. Hope life is treating you well. Idling around at the speed of sound. Thank you. Yeah, so that's the idle game. Keep an eye on it, because I keep wanting to add more characters. I want so many characters in this game. I want like 1 billion characters in this game. I just want to have fun with it. I'm gonna have to figure out how to add a scroll bar or something to this. That's a problem for future Naka. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be me calling the stream from here. My blood sugar is shot, too. So I'm gonna go eat something. But, so another change that I'm going to be making to Fragment Friday is I find anymore I have been feeling reserved, hesitant about streaming on Fridays. Like, I haven't wanted to as much, and I feel like whenever that happens, that means I should change something. So I wanted to do like a community night, but it's kind of hard to get everybody on the same page to do that. So I was doing mostly community, and I found that depending on like what single player thing I would do, I'd get even more people showing up for that. So figured, we'll still do community night, but I do some single player stuff too. And I ended up just kind of rethinking every week and going, what do I even want to do this week? I'll do literally anything. And like, I feel like having to think up every week going, what am I going to stream this week, was taking its toll on me. Whereas I kind of like my Thursday and Sunday streams because I always know what I'm going to be doing. So I was thinking I should get involved in a project for Fridays. So what I'm going to be doing, I was looking at, on itch.io, the, what's it called? The bundle for, where is it? The bundle for racial justice and equality. This is a thing that came out in 2020 or so, in order to support, you know, everything that was going on in 2020, especially with racial justice. So a ton of developers all put their games in this. So you bought the bundle and you got all of these games. And then all the money went towards supporting that cause. So there are so many games in here. A number of games that people have probably heard of before, but also a lot of weird games that maybe you've never heard of. They're pretty much all indie games, simple little things, not too much. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go through there and play everything. Not all of them are games, some of them are maybe asset packs or whatnot, and so in that case, I'll show off the asset. If I'm unable to play a game, I'll maybe mention it and skim over it, but I can't play something I can't play. And because so many developers have their hands in this, I have no idea what each game is going to be like, so I may have to, like, look at a game and then just back out and go, okay, no, this isn't something that I want to go through. But I want to at least take a look at each of them. Some of them are full games, full RPGs and things, and I'm not going to be playing through all of them. So I'll probably play until I go, I'm good, and then move on to the next game. We'll probably be playing multiple games a stream, but also if I find a game that I really want to play, I'll keep playing it. There are a lot of games in this pack, and if I keep it up, I don't know when I'm going to stop. If at some point I decide, okay, I think I've had enough of this, then I'll stop. But if I actually keep it up to play through all of this, this is going to take a very long time to do. There are more than 1,000 games in this. So, yeah. But that's what's going to be happening next week. So, hope everybody enjoys that. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, it is not as late as it could be, but I am very tired, and I absolutely need to eat something very badly. So, thank you all for keeping me company. If you want, keep an eye on this game. Is it over 1,000? I think it's over 1,000. Yeah, so keep an eye on this game as well. Beyond the Horizon, as I update it. I'll be sure, check Twitter, YouTube, what have you. I'll make sure everybody's informed, as long as you're paying attention to me when I do things. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. Glad I could show this off. I'm proud of it. Proud of it. Good night, everybody.